Hi, my name is Sean Gannon. This is my lab video report on the appendicular skeleton. Here we have the pectoral girdle, which consists of the clavicle and the scapula. Here we can see the coracoid process of the scapula. This is the glenoid cavity inside here, which articulates with the arm. Here we see the spine of the scapula, and this is the supraspinous fossa and the infraspinous fossa. This is the sternoclavicular joint. This is the acromioclavicular joint. Let's talk about the arm. This is the humerus. This is the head of the humerus here. This is the greater tubercle. This is the lesser tubercle. This is the deltoid tuberosity, which connects to the deltoid muscle. This is the medial epicondyle. This is the lateral epicondyle. This is the coronoid fossa, which articulates with the coronoid process of the ulna during flexion. This is the olecranon fossa in here, which articulates with the olecranon process of the ulna during extension. It's the elbow. Here we have the capitulum, which articulates with the radius, and here we have the trochlea, which articulates with the ulna. Let's talk about the forearm, the ulna, and the radius. This is the ulna. Here we have the coronoid process. Down here we have the styloid process of the ulna. This is the radius. This is the head of the radius. This is the radial tuberosity. This is the radial tuberosity right here. And this is the styloid process of the radius. Let's talk about the hand. The wrist has 8 bones from lateral to medial in the most proximal row. There's the scaphoid, the lunate, the triquetral, and the pisiform bone. Turn down the contrast a bit. And then the distal row, again from lateral to medial, consists of the trapezium, the trapezoid, the capitate, and the hamate. Those 8 bones together form the wrist, which articulates to the radius. The trapezium bone here articulates with the pollex to make the thumb joint. The next distal row of long bones are the metacarpals, and then more distal than the metacarpals are the phalanges. Now let's talk about the pelvic girdle. The pelvic girdle connects the lower limbs to the rest of the body. It also supports the spine here via the sacrum. The pelvic girdle consists of 2 bones, the ossa coxae. Each one of those 2 bones is comprised of 3 bones that fuse throughout the development of the skeleton. Those 3 bones are the ilium, the pubis, and the ischium. Up here is the ilium. It fuses right here anteriorly to the pubis, and along here posteriorly to the ischium. Inside here is the acetabulum, which is the socket portion of the ball and socket joint of the hip. Here we have the pubic symphysis, where the two ossicoccae articulate to each other. Here, the pubis and the ischium form a foramen called the obturator foramen. This here is the iliac crest. This is the greater sciatic notch. This is the ischial spine. This is the ischial tuberosity. Let's talk about the femur. This is the head of the femur. This is the greater trochanter. This is the lesser trochanter. This is the adductor tubercle. This is the medial epicondyle. This is the lateral epicondyle. And here we have the medial and lateral, we have the medial and the lateral condyles. And then this is the patella. Moving on to the tibia. Here we have the medial and lateral condyles of the tibia. Here's the tibial tuberosity. This is the tibial tuberosity right here, the point that articulates with the patella to form the knee. Here we have the medial malleolus. This is the proximal tibiofibular joint, and this is the distal tibiofibular joint. Now talking about the fibula, here is the head, and here is the lateral malleolus. Moving on to the tarsus, here we have the calcaneus. This is the talus. Whoa. A little more contrast here. This is the talus, which articulates with the fibula and tibia. This is the navicular. This is the cuboid. And then we have the lateral, intermediate, and medial cuneiform bones. These long bones here are the metatarsals, numbered 1 through 5. And then beyond that, just distal to that, are the phalanges. And this here is the hallux. Thank you.